You know, it's a funny feeling doing these predictions every week. Because I babble into a camera for 30 or so minutes talking about, oh, I think I know this team. Oh, this team's going to do this, that, other. Oh, this is the spread. And what happens? Well, you have a pretty damn good week. Looking at my numbers here. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Trevor, as always. And on today's video, we will be looking at week 3 of the National Football League, doing my weekly prediction show. Happy once again to be back at it. And, you know, now that we're at week 3, and you're going to start to get a feel of who the teams are that are going to be competing, who are the teams that are going to be failing, the contenders, the pretenders, the playoff teams, the teams that are going to miss, who's going to get the number 1 pick even. So, as this show goes on from week to week, it's going to be a lot easier for me to just talk about, okay, this team's good, this team isn't, next, you know. I don't want to dive in too deep. So, while these videos are 30 to 40 minutes long every week, I'm trying to cut that down as the season goes on. So, at the point, I could just go, okay, this team, boom, next, you know. But, so yeah, that's the goal moving forward, because I don't want to waste up too much of your time. So, here we are, week 3, another exciting week on the docket. Until we get to the 4 p.m. slate on Sunday, you're looking at my notes here, just some of those games. And then Sunday night, the Monday night doubleheader, which I don't agree with, but that's another discussion for a different time. So, let's get right into it. But before we do, let's look at last week's numbers. Editor, if you please. There we go. Last week's numbers. So we went 11-5 last week, making our yearly total now 19-13 on the season. And once again, with that spread, going 8-8 on the spread, bringing that total up to 16-16, so an even 500 there. And my lock of the week, 1-0. So there we go. All right, so let us get right into it. And before I get started, too, I wanted to bring this up. So a little behind the scenes, I'm pulling the curtain back a bit. I filmed these Wednesday. So while most of the games on until Sunday, odds change. You know, late money comes in from bettors, you know, so odds change, spreads change based on injuries, notes, and whatnot. So it's tough to film these in the middle of the week. So just bear with me, and when I film these, I have to go off the numbers I have. I can't predict into the future of what it's going to be. So like last week, for an instance, the Eagles-Vikings game on Sunday night. When I got that number, it was 7.5. The line got down to 7 at game time. So while the Eagles covered the 7, I had it at 7.5. So I have to go off my numbers. I can't go off game numbers. I have to go off the numbers I'm telling you here at the moment. So bear with me on that part. So just keep that in mind as these videos move forward. And for the record, I use DraftKings as my betting odds, where I get the odds, because that is my home base, I guess you could say, of what I use to do that gambling, being a degenerate and whatnot. So yeah, alright, so let's just get right to it. Thursday Night Football, tomorrow night from Santa Clara, California. Home of the San Francisco 49ers. Excuse me. As they welcome in the New York Giants. The 49ers having their first home game of the year. I say quotes in that remark because there were a lot of 49ers fans in that Rams stadium, SoFi, last Sunday. So the 49ers coming off that big win. Giants, well, winning last week, what the hell was that? I've never seen a more stranger game in my life. Dear Lord, what was that football game? And you know what? I don't care that you came back and won. Y'all suck! And now you're going to face a San Francisco team that's potentially up there as one of the best teams in the NFC. There's a certain team in Dallas that thinks they're number 1 right now. And they have their own cupcake game of their own, but we'll get to them. But the 49ers, man, they're just rolling. The Rams gave them a run for their money, though, so I will credit the Rams that. They played a good game, came down. Weird kicking a field goal at the end when you're down by 10, but Mr. McVay said, F your spread, pretty much. And speaking of spreads, this game is 10 in favor of the 49ers. They are the moneyline favorite. And, well, I hate to do it this early, but this is my lock of the week. Lock it in. 49ers and the 10. Gimme it. Gimme it all. Saquon Barkley is out for 3 weeks. I do not trust you going into that stadium, that home environment. It's going to be I think it's going to be a blowout. This game is going to get ugly. So give me the 49ers and the 10 on that one. Perfect. All right, so that is that. Moving on to Sunday, we are going to kick it off with my team. Yes. We'll go on to South Beach, baby, for the first time this season. Another team who played their first 2 games on the road, returning home. The Miami Dolphins, the 2-0 Miami Dolphins, welcoming in the 0-2 Denver Broncos. And Denver, that was a tough way to lose Sunday. Broncos fans, I'm sorry. How would I put this in the correct words? Your team is cursed. I'm sorry. You're a cursed team. I don't trust you for a damn minute. How do you complete a Hail Mary but don't get the 2-point conversion? Oh, there was defensive pass interference. Okay, fair enough. There were plenty of missed calls in the Dolphins game, too, on Sunday Night Football. Believe me. But man, Denver, y'all just cursed. I'm sorry. The line is 6.5. Dolphins riding high. Jalen Waddle is in concussion protocol as I record this, so his status is up in the air. I probably think he misses this week. Even though Mike McDaniel said he's progressing good, I just don't know if it's enough for him to come back this week. And then you got next Sunday against the Bills. So, and Buffalo. So, we'll see what happens, but I just think Dolphins are the better team. Tua is playing good. They really credit New England, though, I will say, shutting down the high-end offense. Boy, they said nickel and dime us the whole game, and that's what we did. And when they tried to throw a deep ball, it got either deflected, a bad interception, I'll say that, but I like the Dolphins and the 6.5, so give me my Miami Dolphins and the 6.5 Sunday against Denver. And I don't know where the Broncos go from here, to be brutally honest with you. Let us stay in the state of Florida and go up north to Jacksonville, Duval, where we got ourselves an AFC South divisional matchup, where the Jags welcome in the Houston Texans. Jags moneyline favorite, losing to the Chiefs last week. Line is 9.5. I think it's safe to say, Houston, it's going to be a rough year for you. I don't like you in this matchup. I think the Jags will win and cover that 9.5 while at it. So give me the Jags and the 9.5 this Sunday, Trevor Lawrence and the boys. Let us now head to Detroit. Oh, Lions. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Oh, boy, I feel like an idiot. This is what happens when you trust the Lions, folks. Those brand new Lions, well, guess what it was this past Sunday? Same old Lions. Brand new Lions don't lose that game, boys. They don't. I feel like a fool for trusting you. So guess what? You gotta earn my trust back. You're playing Atlanta this week, coming off a big win against the Packers. Good job, boys. Boy, I also feel like a fool for that one. A lot of games I felt like a fool on. So you know what? While Detroit is favored, you got to earn my trust. I don't trust you guys. So you know what? Give me the Atlanta Falcons and the +3. The line is 3. Give me Atlanta and the +3. Complete upset this week. Falcons to win and cover the 3 in Motown. Detroit, you got to earn my trust. Plain and simple. Win a game or two here and there, and maybe I'll jump back on the Lions train. But for now, oh boy. Not good, boys. Not good. Let us head now to our nation's capital. All right, D.C., the Commanders. Welcoming in the Buffalo Bills. So, Washington. Good job. Last week against Denver. Yes, it was the controversy at the end. What are you going to do? It happens. So you won last week. Buffalo beating the Raiders last week at home. So now they go to Washington. Line is 6.5. There is a talent level difference here, and by a lot. No offense to Washington. But the Bills are just a better team on paper. They should dominate. And the line is 6.5. So I will take the Bills and the 6.5 when they visit our nation's capital this Sunday. Josh Allen and them guys. Oh boy, this one. Okay, Minnesota. But let us head to Minneapolis now. This is a tough one. The bookies are making this damn close. We have our first pick'em of the year. At the time I'm recording, when I checked my odds, this is a pick'em at the moment between the Vikings and the Chargers this weekend. Oh, these two teams. Chargers, I trusted you. I thought you could not Charger in Tennessee, but you did it again. Now there's questions about Brandon Staley moving forward, and rightfully so. I don't think he's the guy. This defensive guru, and yet he's getting cooked every week. But you're facing a Minnesota team that just... like, you have essentially the best wide receiver in the game, and you still can't get over the hump. It's a pick'em. Complete pick'em. Damn it. Alright, Chargers, look. You gotta win. But Austin Eckler might be out again. Alright, Chargers. I'm gonna trust you one more time. Give me the Chargers, and it is a pick'em. So, just Chargers. I guess it's actually one, looking at my notes now. All right, yeah, so the money line, it's a pick'em. Yeah, so, excuse me for that. Money line, pure pick'em at the time. I'm seeing a +1. So, Chargers, +1. That's... may come back to bite me in the ass knowing how the Chargers perform, but we'll see. All right. After that, let's head down to Baltimore. To the Ravens, welcoming in the Colts. So, Indianapolis, good win against Houston, a team you should beat, obviously. But you lost Anthony Richardson, and now his status is up in the air. I love, what's the dude's name? God damn it. Wow, I'm blanking. Gardner Minshew. That's the boy. I like him, but I don't like you this week against the Ravens, who are a -7.5 favorite at home Ravens playing good to start the year. So you know what? I'm gonna getting a big win against Cincinnati last week. And oh boy, Cincinnati, we're gonna get to you. So you know what? I like the Ravens. Line is 7.5. Give me Baltimore. And the 7.5 against the Colts. Let's head now to another team that hasn't had a home game yet until this week. That is the Green Bay Mother-Loving Packers, as my boy Tom Grossi likes to say. Shout out Tom Grossi. If you haven't subscribed to him, please do. He's a great YouTuber, makes a lot of great content, and good writer, man. I love the guy. So, Saints at Packers. So Green Bay had that hiccup in Atlanta after I talked them up very well. Losing the way you did, blowing that lead. I think going home will help. Playing your first home game of the year will help Green Bay win this one. However, Saints defense is playing pretty good in my opinion. The offense is having a little trouble getting going, but you know what? With all the injuries the Packers have, and they have a lot of them, and at the time of recording last week, I didn't know that David Bakhtiari, Aaron Jones, Christian Watson were not playing for Green Bay. And those guys' statuses are up in the air for this week, time of recording. Line is 2. So I like the Packers to win, but I'm going to go with the Saints here. Give me the Saints to cover the 2. I'm going to trust New Orleans here to cover this game. So give me the Packers, but the Saints at +2 for this week in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Next up, let's head to the Meadowlands here in East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the New England Patriots will travel down to play the Jets in the AFC East matchup. New England, you played a hell of a game Sunday. Hell of a game. Now, the ending with the lateral to the offensive lineman and them being short. Again, what are you going to do? It's an offensive lineman, so they call those plays differently. But, you know, it is what it is. There were a lot of missed calls Sunday. I don't know what to tell you. But you gave Miami everything they had and more, especially near the end of that game. So New England definitely came to play. And they are a 3-point favorite this Sunday at the Jets. Jets. Well, you learned, you got yourself a beating against them boys last week down in Dallas. Now you return home. And yeah, I think this Jets season is about to spiral out of control. I do not trust Zach Wilson. Your offensive line stinks. I like a couple guys on your defense, but man, the way New England played last week, giving Miami everything they had, I think the Pats will win and cover. So, Pats minus the 3 this Sunday at the Meadowlands. And our last 1 p.m. game, we head to Cleveland, where the Titans visit the Browns. So I am not high on these two teams at all this year, if you've been watching these videos so far. I don't like Cleveland. I don't like Tennessee. Titans, though, winning in overtime against the Chargers. Pretty good. Browns, I feel sorry for Nick Chubb. That was a devastating injury. Pretty ugly. Just ugly. I'm sorry. But even still, I don't like Deshaun Watson. I don't. You paid him so much, and I just don't see it. But Tennessee, I think you're just slightly better. You're winning game. You won. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Titans. Yeah. The line is 3. I like Tennessee in this situation just a slightly bit better. So give me the Titans and the +3. And they're trying to make a statement that the AFC South is still theirs. So we'll see there. But Titans and +3. They are underdogs, so I'm going complete underdog. Titans and them to cover the 3. Complete underdog win for me. All right, 4 p.m. slate, and let me tell you something. These 3 games are ugly. Whoo, boy, these games are stinky. Ugh. We're going to see. I'll tell you what, man. You're going to witness some blowouts in this late slate, so go get something to eat. Do what you want to do. Because, oh boy, some of these lines. Let's start in Seattle, shall we? Panthers at Seahawks. Seahawks -6. They won last week. They are the favorites in this one. I like Seattle after that comeback win in Detroit. Good job, guys. I knew I was high on Seattle this year, so good job, guys. And I think you do the job at home against Bryce Young and the Panthers, who are still trying to rebuild. Seahawks -6. Next up, Bears at Chiefs. The line is 12.5. Oh, God, they might put up 2 touchdowns. This might be a 14-plus game win for the Chiefs. Chiefs -12.5. Let's not even bother with that. And then next up, the Cowboys at the Cardinals. Oh, Lord. Cowboys at the -12. What else is there to say? These 3 games stink. They're going to be blowouts. Maybe Panthers play Seattle a little close. Maybe, but Bears and Chiefs. Bears are hideous. And I think the Chiefs need a game like this to get them going again. And Cowboys at Cardinals? Are you kidding me? Yeah, so those 3 are going to get ugly. Sunday Night Football from Las Vegas. The Raiders playing in their first home game of the year as well. So we have a couple teams that have started the first 2 weeks on the road returning home this week. Interesting how that works out. And they will welcome in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers fans, I feel you. You want your offensive coordinator fired. I don't blame you. Your offense is lackluster. Your defense won you the game Monday against Cleveland, as they put more points up than the offensive guys did. But I'll tell you what, though. I like you this week. No, Raiders, you played Buffalo for a good... Raiders, you had a great first drive against Buffalo. Excuse me there. And then after that, whoosh. Downhill for your boys. I like the Steelers. I like their defense. I think the defense will once again win them this game. And I'm just praying to God that the offense will hold. In their regard, the line is 2.5. Give me the Steelers. And the 2.5 this week when they visit, I almost said Oakland. Oops. Las Vegas. I am sorry. And then Monday night, another doubleheader. And it was announced that all Monday night games will be simulcasted on ABC for the rest of the year. So, great. Even more viewers and money for the NFL. Because they all are a machine in that regard. First up, Eagles at Buccaneers. I mean, Tampa, you won last week. You beat Chicago. I think this Eagles team is better. The line is 5. Eagles and the -5. And then last but not least, Rams at Bengals. Oh boy, Cincinnati. You're killing me over here. You're killing me, boys. I don't know. Joe Burrow is questionable. He's re-aggravated his injury that he suffered during training camp. I think if y'all win this week, maybe you can salvage the season, but I think this is going to get bad for Cincinnati. You do not look like yourselves. Joe Burrow doesn't look like himself. He can't throw the ball. I think this is a year where Cincinnati reflects and maybe even misses the playoffs. I just don't see anything positive with your team right now. And the Rams coming in after playing the 49ers pretty tough, I think this is an outright upset. Rams to win, and the line is 1.5. Give me the Rams and the 1.5. I think the Bengals season is on life support if they don't win this week. So, good luck to you. And with that, that's going to wrap up this video. So there we go. Thank you all for watching this week. I appreciate it. Have fun watching your respective games and your respective teams, and may the football gods bless you, and good luck. Amen. So thank you all for watching this one. My name is Trevor, as always, and I will see you for the next one.